Here we are at question 16 of LSAT PrepTest 158's first logical reasoning section, section 2. As always, we're going to make sure we've got a highlighting color selected as we engage with the question stem first. This time, which one of the following, if true, most helps to reconcile the historian's apparent counterexample with their general rule? So I would highlight reconcile the historian's apparent counterexample because that's what we need to focus on more than the rule is why this counterexample is a reasonable exception to whatever that rule is. And that counterexample is going to function as our conclusion. So I would recommend highlighting that as well as our de facto conclusion that we need to explain or reconcile in some fashion. So we'll read from the beginning of the prompt on the left-hand side. Historians have found that significant intellectual advances generally occur in cities or countries that have a stable political system. But these same historians acknowledge that in ancient Athens, Plato and Aristotle made unparalleled intellectual progress during a period of great political and social unrest. So I'm just going to highlight this final statement about in ancient Athens, Plato and Aristotle making that great intellectual progress during a period of great political and social unrest, even though these types of intellectual advances generally occur when there is a stable political system. So mentally, we probably predict, well, we need to find whatever made Athens unique in allowing that intellectual progress to still happen during the time of political and social unrest. So we go to our answer choices, seeking reasons to eliminate and being able to highlight them as you find them. Of course, looking as well for a correct answer that explains why this time in ancient Athens was an exception for Plato and Aristotle. So, starting with choice A, the political systems that have emerged since the time of Plato and Aristotle have in various ways been different from the political system in ancient Athens. Well, it's not about the political systems, it's about the intellectual progress. So we can highlight political systems and hopefully eliminate A almost immediately. Next, choice B, the citizens of ancient Athens generally held in high esteem people who were accomplished intellectually. Well, we didn't really discuss the citizens at all, and generally held in high esteem doesn't specifically explain why these particular people, Plato and Aristotle, were able to make that unparalleled intellectual progress when usually you need a stable political system. So we can eliminate choice B as well. Next, choice C, financial support for intellectual endeavors is typically unavailable in unstable political environments. But in ancient Athens, such support was provided by wealthy citizens. Well, this explains the exception almost immediately. So it says that you need the financial support, and it's a stable political system that usually allows for financial support to be given. But ancient Athens was an exception, and it was still provided by wealthy citizens, and that's the explanation. And C should kind of be apparent at this point. You might decide to go a little bit faster through the remaining answer choices once you see that choice C makes sense as an explanation of that counterexample. So then choice D, significant intellectual advances sometimes, though not always, lead to stable political environments. Well, that sometimes is incredibly vague. How does it apply to Athens? I have no idea, so we can eliminate D immediately. And then choice E, many thinkers besides Plato and Aristotle contributed to the intellectual achievements of ancient Athens. Okay, well, intellectual achievements isn't the same as unparalleled intellectual progress, and the idea of introducing many other thinkers introduces more questions than answers. And when you're looking to reconcile some sort of discrepancy, you don't want more questions, you want fewer questions. So we can eliminate choice E, knowing that the correct answer is indeed choice C.